Hi, my name is Adriana, and I'll be presenting Swipe Tap Peep, the hidden dangers of raising iPad kids. Imagine a toddler who could swipe through YouTube faster than they can speak a full sentence. Cute, right? But what if I told you that a child might struggle with emotional regulation, sleep, and even language development just a few years from now? As someone who has seen these effects on relatives and has studied child development, I can tell you this issue is more harmful than most people realize. One child I know, barely 3, throws tantrums the moment the iPad is taken away. And when I ask him a question, he looks at me, confused, as if talking with people wasn't the norm. This That's not just parenting style, it's a red flag of a deeper problem. Whether you're a parent, a sibling, a future teacher, or someone who cares for children, this issue affects you. The decisions we make about children's screen time today shape their futures and ultimately our society. The overuse of iPads and similar digital devices during early childhood is becoming the norm. But it's also becoming a serious problem. Many parents use screens out of convenience. It's quiet, it's easy, and the child seems happy. But the ease comes at a developmental cost. Rayleigh Pediatric reports that too much screen time leads to poor self-regulation, reduced attention spans, and a lower frustration tolerance. That means children have a harder time calming themselves down, focusing in school, or dealing with disappointment. Health Matters from New York Presbyterian warns us that the part of the brain related to language and cognitive control develop more slowly in children exposed to excessive screen time, and that can affect not just school performance, but relationships, self-expression, and even mental health later in life. Let me put it this way. When a child spends hours swiping and tapping instead of talking, playing, and imagining, they're not just losing time, they're losing crucial skills. Many of you will become parents, teachers, or caregivers. If we don't address this now, these issues could affect your own child, your classroom, or your relationship with a young person who becomes dependent on a screen for emotional regulation. Imagine a 10-year-old who can't fall asleep without watching videos or shuts down emotionally when they can't access their tablet. That's not the future we want. So, what can we do? We need to encourage screen-free bonding, set consistent time limits, and use technology mindfully, not as a substitute for parenting or play. This includes setting screen time boundaries and sticking to them, avoiding screens during meals or right before bed, replacing solo screen time with shared activities like reading, drawing, cooking, or outdoor play. Rayleigh Pediatrics encourages parents to use screens with children when they are used, engaging with them, asking them questions, and discussing content rather than letting them zone out alone. The Dana Foundation reminds us that human interaction is the most powerful teaching tool in the early years. No app can replicate that. Think about how babies learn language, not through watching talking cartoons, but through eye contact, facial expressions, and responsive conversation. A 2023 peer-reviewed study found a significant association between screen exposure at age 1 and developmental delays by age 4, especially in communication and problem-solving. These are the core skills that shape a child's success in life, not just in school, but in forming relationships and managing emotions. And yes, even apps labeled as educational can be harmful if overused. Just because something teaches numbers or letters doesn't mean it teaches empathy, patience, or creativity. Let's picture two futures. In the first, we do nothing. We keep handing over iPads to soothe tantrums and occupy quiet moments. We raise kids who struggle with speech, attention, and emotions. Kids who turn to screens instead of people. In the second, we shift course. We read bedtime stories instead of showing cartoons. We go for walks and talk during car rides. We raise kids who can think, speak, listen, and thrive without depending on a screen. What future do you want? Let's start small. Tonight, challenge yourself or someone you know to create one screen-free routine. It could be reading a book, cooking together, or even just a conversation with no background noise. Choose presence over pacification. Choose connection over convenience. This is more than parenting advice. It's a culture shift we all need to be part of because the next generation depends on it. Thank you.